Christmas time, and we're making a spice cake. We're going to start with mixing our dry ingredients together. I've got 2 cups of flour, a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, half of a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, a 1/4 of nutmeg, and a 1/4 of ginger. I'm just going to stir that together. God, it smells really good. All right, now we're going to work on our wet ingredients. Okay, at our mixer we have a 1/4 cup of butter that's been softened, and a 1/4 cup of shortening. Now I use butter flavored shortening because I like the way it tastes, because we're big fans of butter around here. But you can use regular shortening. It won't affect the taste of your cake. We're going to cream those together until they become one. See how you can't tell where the shortening ends and the butter begins? It's because we've incorporated them together. Now we're going to add a 1.5 cups of sugar, plain white sugar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to let those work for about 5 minutes until they're light and fluffy. Okay, our butter and sugar are light and fluffy. I'm going to come take a look. And pretty. Now we're going to add 2 eggs. 1 and 2. And then we're going to whip that up. Now remember that flour mixture we put together earlier? We're going to add it to our butter sugar mixture. And we're going to do it in 3 batches and alternate it with a 1.25 cups of buttermilk. And if you've watched any episodes, you will know that I make my own buttermilk by just adding a tablespoon of vinegar for every cup of milk that you need. So here's my buttermilk. I'm going to put half of that in, mix it up. Add some more flour. Spices. It smells like Christmas. The other half of the buttermilk. And then the last of our flour. And once that is all mixed together, we'll pour it into our pans. Okay, so our spice cake is finished mixing for the most part. There's a little flour on our kettle. So we're going to shake it off, and then I'm going to mix it back in. And I'm going to take my handy dandy new toy. I'm really excited to use this when I use my whisk, which I have not had an opportunity to use yet. since I got this. But it has these ridges on the other side that are supposed to go through each time in your whisk. So I'm really excited about that. All right, now it's time to pour our batter into our pans. All right, so our mix is out of the mixer. What we're going to do is run a spatula just along the bottom to make sure that nothing got stuck to the bottom that did not get incorporated. If you look, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lighter color down there. That did not get incorporated well. So we're just going to mix it up real quick because we want our cake to have a smooth texture throughout, not have some extra butter on one side. All right, so we have two 8-inch round pans already prepared. And by prepared, I just put pan grease on them, which if you've watched, once again, any other episodes, I make my own. And it is equal parts vegetable oil, shortening, and flour mixed together until it's light and fluffy. And yes, one day when I run out of the pan grease I have, we will make another batch and show you how it's made. Okay, shake it around in the pan. Level it out. And then we're going to cook it in a 350-degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes. We'll start at 30 and see how we do. So our spice cake is done, and we've added our cream cheese frosting to it. That recipe is on the red velvet cake. So here we are.